And a warm welcome to the viewers joining us this morning. It is blowing a gale on Tiree. We are currently into the second round of Future Pros competition. We've just had the final completed. Still waiting to hear a result on that final, but this is the beginning of the second round of Future Pros competition. We are 5 minutes into this. We have got 5 minutes left of this heat with Eddie McLean, Bendy Shinkzak, Zach Nicol, and Paddy Pym. William McLean will be joining me in commentary shortly. We've just been solving a variety of issues as we have been impacted heavily by the weather. And now competition's starting to hot up. I can bring you Sam Usher, actually, down on the beach for a small update. What have you got for us, Sam?
Well, the good news is it's kind of cheering up. I mean, look at the back there. You can actually see it's kind of stopped raining and it's pretty full on, but it's pretty full on still wind-wise. I'm going to just chat to Mike again and throw him under the bus again because he loves this. Mike, you've just been out.
Yeah.
Was that a heat or was that just?
That was a heat. Yeah.
And how did you do?
I came last.
Okay. What's it like out there? Just give
well,
you.
Okay. It sprawled. The wind came through, and it was just like a non-stop squall, basically. So it's pretty hard to even keep your board in the water getting into.
So what's it like doing a backie there?
It was hard. But you know.
Well done. It probably is brutal out there, isn't it? Nigel, tell me a little bit what's going on to where we are so far.
Hi Sam, yeah, so we're riffing through the Masters and the Future Pros. The Future Pros are absolutely having it out there, currently on the Masters session. But interesting to know, some of the Masters have been pulling out because it was a little bit too strong for them. And the little pros are telling them that it's okay, and they're holding their hands and telling them they're going to be all right. But the Future Pros are absolutely steaming it.
Are they the stars of the day so far?
Absolutely incredible. Mikey, Freddie, Zach as well, and Mikey and Eddie McLean are just absolutely on fire. Yeah.
Great. Well, there you are, Luke. That's the update here from here so far. It's windy, it's blowy, but it looks like the rain's clearing off a little bit. So there we are. Back to you in the studio, all the way over there.
Thanks very much for that, Sam. It is windy out there, but the Future Pros are giving it everything. Eddie McLean, is this Eddie McLean now? I think, yeah, we can see his yellow bib. He's riding down the line, potentially looking for a little section of that wave so he can start connecting some maneuvers together. There we go, bumping off the foam there. Coming down the line again. And hitting it again, yeah, he's wiggling down the line, looking good. Bit of rail-to-rail action there from Eddie McLean. His dad's a big fan of that, as we all know. He's keeping it tight, radical, and in the pocket. And he worked that inside really, really well. Right. Now, zooming out a bit to see what other riders we've got and what other action we've got. I mean, Eddie always looks for a jump. He shoots those tabletops straight out the deck. Straight out the board every time. Come on, Eddie. Yeah! On the right, we've got Bendy Shinkzak. I'm really sorry, Bendy, if I'm not pronouncing your name properly. As you can see, it's hard work out there for anyone today. Looking at 40, 50 knots, it's causing us a lot of internet trouble here in the live stream truck. And I can welcome Masters legend Alex Rhodes in. Alex, how's today going for you?
Well, I've just been sat on the beach at the moment, but unfortunately Mike, who's come up with us from Cornwall, he got knocked out in the last heat, so that's a bit of a disappointment for him. So, yeah, it's been going pretty well. We're just looking out on the screen now at the Future Pros. So that's Paddy just coming in. It's very windy out there. I mean, they'll all be absolutely super stacked. So that's yellow, that's Eddie McLean coming out. Let's see if he can get a bit of air time. So, didn't see him do a forward in the last heat. Would like to see him have a crack at one. Big, nice floaty jump. I think he's playing it safe. So white is Paddy Pym. Come on, Paddy. He needs to bear away a little bit and get a bit more power. I mean, there's plenty of power. Most of the time, you're actually trying to spill the wind. And the wave period is incredibly tight, so you don't get much chance before the white water hits you. So it's really tricky conditions. Okay, heat over. So we're now we're throwing over to Sam for the results.
Nigel, we are. It's extraordinary to see, right? I mean, conditions bonkers. How many knots do you think we've got out there at the moment?
I can't tell you, well, I'm nicely sheltered here, but it's something like 40 plus knots out there. It's incredible. And Eddie McLean absolutely ripping it there with some huge airs.
Is this Scott Keeper?
It could be, yeah, got keeper. No, this is better than. Yeah, the locals are absolutely ripping it. It's absolutely great to see.
Right, I'm going to go and drop in on. Have you been out?
I have, yes.
Okay, what's your name?
Freddie.
Freddie, of course it is. Didn't recognise you that. Come on, Freddie, tell me what it's like out there.
It's very windy, very onshore, and the waves are pretty. There's a lot of them all at the same.
Just step. So it's quite tricky, right?
It's very tricky. Yeah, it's hectic, and it drains your energy a bit, to be honest.
Okay, and where are we at in the competition now?
I came second in my second round from the youth, so I'm back out after the Masters heat. It's now in the finals, or to compete to go into the finals. So if I win that, then I go through to compete with whoever wins the other finals B, semi-finals B.
It's amazing to see you lads out there. Keep going, man. But anyway, back to you, Alex, over there in the studio.
Okay, I think we're back here. I'm just going to sync this. There we go. Just synced a couple of beeps. And we're back on the beach. Heat break. Got 52 seconds until the next heat, which is coming up, which is heat 2 of the men's Masters. We've got one dropout in this, so we've got Nick Jupp, Andy Page, and Colin Busby. So Nick from Northeast Scotland, Andy Page, not sure where Andy and Colin are coming from, but Nick, seasoned Tiree vet, as is Andy, who is obviously the dad of Ben Page, who came second in the pro fleet. So we're on the countdown here, 16 seconds to go till the heat buzzer. Okay, we're off. So yellow, Nick Jupp, off and away. Good start. It's always nice if you're out in the heat at the beginning to get one under your belt and not crash. It gives you a little bit of confidence. 8 minutes actually goes incredibly quickly. So it's very nice to just calm yourself down. If you get flung over the handlebars, you do a massive catapult in the first bit and it takes you another minute to get out of the water, you've lost a lot of time and it really puts you out. So yeah, that was a very good first run by Nick Jupp. And Colin's coming out as well. He won't be quite as comfortable with that. Same with Andy. Right, if we scroll out, we might get a better view of Nick coming back in. So looking for the yellow rider coming back in on a wave. There we go. Very tricky conditions to wave ride when it's onshore. You can do backside riding, which is basically with your bum to the wave. Yeah, if we keep on him, see, it should get a little flip off the wave. You might get a little aerial. Backside aerial is what he's looking for here. There we go. Lovely. Nice. Yeah, Nick, really, that's good. So he's got a good wave. He's got a wave score. Might not be good, but you want 4 scores on the door, basically, at the end of the heat if you're going to progress. So he's got 2 in. He's got a very good forward loop on him, Nick Jupp, as well, so we're hopeful that he'll get one of those in before the end of the heat. That is Scott. He's a free sailor, so we need to track left, guys. See if we can pick up the competitors again. They might be flat in the water, so it's a bit hard to see, but if we go back to Nick Jupp, he'd probably still be up. There we go. He's the only competitor that we can see at the moment. The others are swimming, I suspect. Nick looking for a little gap between the waves so he can just pick up his speed. And then he'll be looking for a ramp. Lots of white water, and that looked like a vehicle coming past the camera. Not so helpful. Okay, so he's out the back. Let's hope. No, he's coming back for another wave ride. Keep left, guys. I'm pretty sure that the other two competitors should be around there. Looks like we've lost the other two. It's going to be very hard for the judges to split the other two if they're both out of the competition zone. It'd be a relatively easy win here for Nick Jupp by the look of things, because he's the only one sort of sailing in the zone and he's getting scores as well. So that's my prediction. Yeah, we've got 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go till the end of the heat, which from this position here sounds like quite a long time. They'll be absolutely out of breath by now and feeling it. So it's yeah, completely different when you're competing on the water. It goes quite quick. Quite a lot of them carry a watch that they strap to the outside of their wetsuits, which gives them the time, so they know whereabouts they are in the heat, which is really useful. Although you can look on the beach, there's some lights which flash green whilst the competition is running, and for the last minute of the competition the lights go out, so you sort of know where you are in the heat. Ooh, so Nick was thinking about a forward then, and he just didn't pull the trigger, so catapulted out. Can we see on our pan, can we see those other two sailors at all if we pan back? They might be way downwind with the zone. That's a free sailor. Just if you hold it there, let's have a look, see if we can see them. They're just getting completely battered and pushed downwind. I know Andy wasn't keen on going out in anything less than a sort of 4-2 day, so this is quite wild for him. That is a free sailor as well. We've lost the other two competitors basically, I'm afraid to say. Yeah. Could be someone swimming there. Yeah. That is Colin, I think. I think is Andy or Colin, but he's lost his kit. Yep, red, Andy Page. Yep, so yeah, it's pretty safe actually in these conditions, because when it's onshore you can really go for it, because the worst that can happen is that you get sort of swept in with the wind and the waves. So and there is Colin Busby. I suspect Colin will get through this heat as well, just because Andy's been not sailing. We've got 2 minutes left. That's Nick Jupp, who's really handling the conditions quite well compared to the others, so looking very comfortable. Pretty sure Nick's rigged on a 3-4, which is quite a small sail for us heavyweight masters. So let's see if Colin can get off the beach got a minute to go. No, that's a free sailor, so it's the two guys there. That's it. One minute to go, that beep says. Nick really looking good, actually. I suspect he's going to progress through a few heats if he continues to sail like this. The only thing you've got to really watch out for when you're at the bottom of the ladder like this is your energy levels. Because to get to the top, he needs to sail about 7-8 heats, which is a lot of sailing in these conditions. That's, you know, like hour and 20 minutes of sailing, which is really tough. So Nick, unfortunately, there just hit the sand with his fins. He'll be pretty cross with himself. That's not a good way of getting off the board. So we're just finishing heat 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to throw over to Sam.
Look, I'm with the champ.
Hi.
You said that at the beginning you thought you were going to be champ, and I know you're not champ yet, but you're doing pretty well. Huh? Tell me about what it's like out there.
Well, it's pretty tough. The waves are starting to pick up a bit, and it's absolutely howling, like I said at the start. I won the single, so that's good, and now I just need to... I got through my heat into this final for the double, so now I just need to win the double.
And how's your brother doing?
I'm not sure. He's just going out. He got third in the single, and he's just going out to see if he can get in the final for the double.
So what moves are you throwing down then, big fella?
Some huge rocket airs, tabletop, just a bit of pretty much everything I've been doing throughout the summer.
Anyway, you enjoying it?
Yeah, I love it.
Good for you. Well done, lad. Right, let's carry on. We'll keep checking out, talking to people. All right, we're coming back in. So, Rob, I'm going to talk to you live. We are live. So, you got through a heat.
Remarkably.
How was that?
It was great fun.
Yeah, so was that particularly the breach dive that you made, or the dolphin swim dive that you that got you through?
More of the flounder.
Okay, the flounder, right, good.
Or the kipper.
Oh, the kipper,
Yeah.
Very good. But anyway, so there must have been some more mackerels in there then, kind of.
Yeah, a couple of sprats.
Okay, good.
But
So you're through, so how long is it till you're on again?
I think it's about 20 minutes by the big hand.
Yes, okay. But you're ready?
Yeah.
And through the square window, we have Mr. Ben, who's going to become a excellent windsurfer.
You never know.
You already are,
It would take a talent and costume change.
Yeah.
But apart from that, it's lovely. But
Listen.
the event is just wonderful.
How amazing to be doing this on the last day, right?
Oh, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. We haven't had any fatalities yet, so it's about time.
That's a terrible thing to say. Right, I don't know what else you want me to say back in there. Look at the heat board. Thank you, Rob. Let's look at the heat board.
Okay, just finishing this heat there now. And then we've got a Future Pros meet, and then we're going to Jim Brooks, Dowsett, Mark Henderson, Ronnie Somerville, Matt Coon.
So it's we're advancing through. We're getting through the heat, which is good. Didn't think we were going to first thing this morning. It was so hideous. The beast has arrived, and the boys are beasting it. Anyway, that's enough for me gibbering on. Back to you, commentary box.
Okay, so we're back on the beach. 7 seconds to go to the next Future Pro heat, which we've got Frederick Sargent in yellow, Adam Hoy in red, Mikey McLean in green, and Arthur Pym in white. And if you think of that last Masters heat, and you think of how big those guys are, you know, most of the Masters are carrying sort of 80, 90, 100 kilos. Mikey McLean is probably weighing in at 40 kilos maximum. You know, he's hanging onto a big sail, really, even though he's got a tiny sail. He's incredibly good for these conditions. These young guys are doing brilliantly well. So there is Mikey. And he's really gunning to see if he can get into the final position to heat off against his brother. Nothing better than beating your big brother, so come on, Mikey. Looking good. It's going to be a speed up. We're handling the conditions very well. Results of the last Future Pros. Eddie came first. What's the number 2? What's he called?
Freddie Sargent in second. Freddie Sargent in second. Mikey McLean in third. And Zach Nickel in fourth. That was the last Future Pros final result.
Okay, but they're already back on the water.
They're
So
already back on the water.
yeah.
They're now completing a second round of competition.
Okay.
To another final.
Got it. So they're going into a super final.
As a result of the previous round, actually, I can bring you that as well. We had Eddie in the previous round, out there back on the water, taking first place. Bendy in second, Zach in third, and Paddy in fourth. Now, we wait with burning anticipation for the result of this one.
Yes, definitely. And at the moment, I'd say Mikey was in the lead, which is slightly distracted then as we were reading the results off. But let's get back to the water. That looks like Arthur Pym. Nice wave ride there. That's a nice turn. Shame. Yeah. So very good, Freddie. That's going to score points, even though he basically got the rig ripped out of his hands in the end. It's very tricky, very tricky. So the bottom turn comes up, and then you have to really hold the end of the clue and keep it open. So you're almost in a completely twisted position. Your sort of feet and your hands are completely in opposite directions. And here he is on the way out. So here's Freddie on the way out. Not sure which one was trying forwards in one of the earlier heats, but it could have been Freddie. It might have been Eddie. They're all going for it. I mean, you know, to try a forward loop at that age is really takes some guts. So here comes Mikey on the way out. Got another 4 minutes to go, so we're technically halfway through the heat. Adam's on in the water, flat in the water. There, so he's just rescuing his kit. Yeah, they're looking like a strong heat here. It's going to be hard to separate them. Nice tack on the outside. Transitions don't actually count for the judges, but it makes for good watching. So Eddie's on the way in. Mikey's brother is on the way in. Sorry, Mikey, just called you your brother's name. You'll hate that. Nice little aerial off the lip there on the backside aerial. Nice little backside snap. So very sensible. Try and backside ride and not do a front side, because it's incredibly difficult to front side in these conditions. So there he is going a little bit of front side. See if he can get it round. Pull it round, pull it round. Wow, that is going to be a high scoring wave. So he did quite a few backsides with a little aerial, and then that was almost an air front side, which is a very high scoring wave. That will put him in contention for the top 2 slots in this heat. This is Arthur Pym on the way out, or is it Freddie Sargent? Yeah, Freddie Sargent, yellow vest. So again, it's quite hard, even though it's really windy, to get your speed up, because there's just so much white water coming at you. You have to really bear away so that you can get a bit of speed up to find a ramp. Then the trouble is, if you bear away too much, you're too downwind to come back for your wave riding. So it's juxtaposition. Is that right? Catch 22? God knows. God knows. Whoa, nice bit of air time there. Yeah, so this is Adam Hoy. Yeah, shame. Just lost it there. He's got a minute 26. When you get down to a minute and 26, you really start to worry about your heat card and your scorecard. The riders will all know when they've got a wave, 2 waves, jump, 2 jumps, and it'll be really bearing down on them to try and get the extra score in. 1 minute left. So pretty sure we're on Freddie Sargent here. Yellow vest. So let's see if he does a nice bit of backside riding. 42 seconds, probably going to be his last wave ride. He might get another jump run. Nice air. He'll probably wait to do a front side at the end, a bit like Mikey did on his wave. Little bit of front side. A bit of a jump there from the green rider, Mikey McLean. Hard to tell, but here we go, 12 seconds to go. It's going to be very hard to tell in this heat. Certainly Freddie and Mikey have sailed well. They're the ones we've seen the most of on the camera, but we haven't seen, obviously, everything going on, so can't play it. Okay, so we're now in a heat break. We've got 3 minutes before the next heat. We could have a handover to Sam in a moment, but he's just been chatting. Oh, weather forecast, weather update. It's windy. Yeah, wow. Yeah. So nothing's changed. Excellent. Handing over to Sam. 3, 2, 1.
2-1. Hello, gents. How are you? Yeah, good. We're on the live stream. So, how are you?
Good,
What's your name?
I'm Harry.
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 I'm not here last year.
My first year.
Oh, is it? Okay, so it's your first year. How's it going?
Yeah, it's going really good. First time wave sailing.
Oh, yeah. Where are you from?
From Inverness.
Inverness, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So you're having fun? You're not competing today?
Not today.
No.
Today, but a bit windy. Might head out later on.
Okay. Have a bit of fun. Good. I know this fella. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm not too bad.
Yeah. How's your day going?
Yeah, it's been really good. Well, my first competition was pretty bad because my boom fell off the rope. But other than that, it's been
I think it's been good. So what moves are you throwing down?
just anything I
Rock 'em. Straight down. Good. There we go. That's Finn. How are you doing? So what are you doing? Look at the camera there.
Well, I've not been doing much really. It's just too windy.
Right.
Small sails of 3. Can't really do loads with that if it's 50 mile an hour.
But you're having fun anyway.
Yeah.
Great. Good. Right. Well done you. Well done you lot. Right. I'm going to head up here and just talk to Nigel again. Nigel, just tell me where we're up to. Oh, okay. He's on the phone.
Nice. I'm just getting the results in for the the future pros. Just getting the results in. Wow.
It's very tense here.
Mike scoring 13 points. Some of the guys scoring 2 and 3 points on the on the Mikey McLean. A real contender for this actually, even though his big brother's doing well. So Mikey already could win.
And we've also got Bende in there.
Yeah. Well, we've got the final yet to go, Sam. So this is the semi-final now. So we're going to be loading up for the final. That's Eddie. We know Eddie's in. We know Bender's in. Pretty sure from those results from the judges that Mike is going to go through. So it'll be the McLean brothers in there as well. So find out if it's going to be Arthur, Freddie, or Adam.
Well, the other already.
Yeah, yeah.
So could you expect a
Could spoil it. Yeah, yeah.
good spoiler? Then we get a spoiler, right? Okay, good. So look, there they are. There's all the kids. Hello, have a wave. Whee! Okay, there, Alex. Let's go back to you and see what the camera can pick up on the water. You can go back to Alex if you wish.
Got Mark Henderson, Jim Brooks Dowsett, Ronnie Somerville, and Matt Cood, all starting now. So they're just coming off the beach. Jim's in yellow, Mark's in red, Ronnie's in green, Matt's in white. So Matt's on the blue sail, he's in white. He's a pretty handy sailor. They're all pretty good sailors, obviously. Anyone who comes up to Tiree pretty much can handle these conditions well. So it's just what jumps they can actually get into the 8 minutes. It's not always that easy. That's where that splits the pros up from the masters and the AMs, is the fact that they can hunt out a ramp from nothing on any run, whereas the masters, you know, it's just not it's not quite as easy to hunt them out, and you just have to take them when you can get them. But in a heat, you have to hunt them out. You've only got 8 minutes. So that's Ronnie. See if you can get a bit of air time. Got to get a jump in really on your first run out to just calm your nerves down and put some points on the board. So
What are you sailing, Alex?
I might have to go and rig up actually in a minute. I'm not sailing for a while still, but probably in about another hour. But I haven't done any prep at all. So we've been supporting Mike, and Ben, who also came up from Cornwall, is probably in the next heat or the heat after. So yeah, he'll be rigging up now as well. So let's see. That's Mark Henderson in the orange sail.
It's been quite prolific, Mark.
Mark's very good. He's got a very good cheese roll on him and a forward loop. They do look quite similar when he does them. And in Rosniger, they only gave him one jump and he was quite upset because he said, but they were different. And the judges said, they look too similar. So let's see what his wave ride is here. So, I mean, anything really is going to give you some points. You just got to do anything you can. A bit of backside. Just a little wiggle really is enough. That, you see, is enough to start the points. That'll start the points. It'll be half a point. You know, it's better than nothing. Then a little front side. Yeah, yeah. And he's hand off. What I'll be trying to do in that situation, but probably not completing, is doing a slightly snappier turn. Because if you go downwind too much, there's just too much power in the sail. You've just got to get round as quick as possible back into the sailing position. So it's just about a very quick bottom turn and top turn, rather than long-winded. So Mark's on the way out. Let's keep on Mark. Well, then that's a nice wave. Doesn't matter actually, guys. You're all doing well here with the cameras. Here comes Mark. Let's see if he can get forward. Yes. Yeah, that's a bit of a flat landing, unfortunately, but he has pushed the sail up. That's going to give him some good points. Not as good as if he'd kept the sail flying the whole way, but I can't see the judges not scoring that. Ronnie's on a nice wave. Look, you can see that's head high when he's just in the dip there. So the waves are building a little bit. Just needs to make a bit more of a transition from front to rear. There's his front side turn. Nice. So he got around on that. Even though that wasn't in the critical zone, he did get round, which is not easy. And that will score him better points than if you go further down and then fall off. It's all about making the moves and completing the turns. So we've only got 3 minutes 30 left. That looks like Matt coming in. And we've got Willie coming in to take over, so I can go and rig up. Willie McLean, obviously the legend. I'm going to transfer over to him when he's had a sausage. So I'm still on the mic while the sausages are being consumed. Is it? Well, yes. And looks like Mark Henderson coming out for another run. Or is it not? No, it wasn't Mark. Apologies. That is Mark Henderson coming out. And here we go. So that's Matt coming in, and that is Ronnie going out. Ronnie's sort of stuck in the white water, which is quite easy to do on a small sail because it's quite actually hard to get going, and you just keep beaten back by that white water in that section there. You have to really bear away to the right, and then you lose loads of ground. So, come on, Ronnie. 2 minutes 37 to go. Here comes Mark. Just a floaty air. If he hasn't got another jump in, that will score him a couple of points or even 1 point. That's better than nothing. You absolutely want something on all 4 of the scores, even if it's just half a point. Nice. That was a proper end over end. That's what I call a cartwheel. Unfortunately, they might not count that because he's absolutely lost the rig at the end. But that is what I call a spectator jump. The spectators love a jump like that. The judges don't necessarily score it as highly. We get a lot of that in the expression session coming up later on in the day, where people are just going for it. So here comes Mark back again. He's picks up a wave. He's got 1 minute 35. He knows exactly what time it is as well. He's definitely got a clock on his arm. So he'll know where he's sitting in this. He knows what time it is. Nice turns up. You want to be going, even on the backside, you want to be going up and down the wave. So you want to be going from the bottom to the top. And the judges will then see you sort of going up and down in a vertical sort of position. And they're going to reward him quite highly for that. Last minute to go. Well, to be fair, my hat is on the leader. So John McLawrence is leading. He's a very, very good onshore rider with some very good jumps on. He's going to be obviously, he won't have lost any power because he's just sitting and defending, so he doesn't have to go and heat with anyone. So he will be in the strongest position to defend his position, which as it should be. So if you win the single elimination, you really get the advantage there. Obviously, I'll try and give him a run for his money, if I get through to compete against him. Ian Gibson's coming up against me if Ian holds his position. So I could drop down to 3rd, and then I wouldn't be able to sail against John, which is finally for this heat. My prediction is Mark Henderson, top, and I'm guessing we haven't seen a lot of Jim, so he might have been knocked out of the competition area. So Matt and Mark is my prediction. Cool. No problem at all. I'll come back and commentate again if you want, any time, but I'm going to go and rig up. Thank you.
No problem at all. And back to Sam on the beach.
So, Willie, before you go into the commentary booth, I know you're trying to sort out some lunch for us. 2 of your lads in the final.
No, just. Of course, I'm father. Get grip.
He's a brutal father, but a loving father. I don't know. Sometimes his humour goes right over the top of my head.
No, tough love, Sam. Tough love. This is, local kids, native Hebridean kids, bred on the beach. Eat this shit for breakfast. It's all good, man.
Great, good.
Oh, can I say that?
No. He meant to say eat sausages for breakfast.
Eat sausages.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Willie's just eaten a whole bunch. So anyway, look, I'm going to go and wander down. You're going to the commentary booth, Willie. You're going to get going on that one, and we are going to see how the Masters are doing down here. So, Nick.
9 minutes, 10 minutes.
Tell me, how's it going out there? What's it like?
It's very windy.
Yeah?
3-4, absolutely stacked, but just about holding it together.
Yeah, good. So, is it fun out there? I mean, I know it's windy, but is it fun or is it just survival?
It's a little bit survival.
And how are you doing? What's kind of going on? How are you doing so far?
So my first heat, I had a couple of wave rides, one front side turn, which in that wind I was quite pleased about.
So one of the things I've got to show you on Nick's jacket is Orca here, on his dry rope. Orca, they're building a new brand of surf wetsuits. Apparently amazing, right?
That's right, yeah, that's so nice. Yamamoto wetsuits, full range, really lovely.
Great for those. But anyway, anyone's looking for a new wetsuit for the winter, get in touch with Nick because he'll supply you. What, Boom Water Sports?
No, we're not a shop, we're just the...
Just the importer, right? If you want, get in touch with me, and I'll put you in touch with Nick. Great wetsuits. Nigel, no. So look, Mark, you've just been out.
Yeah, totally mental. Where am I looking at? You?
Me. Well, I'm going to put the camera. Look at me, and I'll swing around like that. So,
yeah, okay.
How was it?
Totally nuts.
Was it?
Yeah, totally nuts.
But fun nuts.
Yeah, it was great. I managed to get a forward. And there's a difference between the two.
He will do. Listen, I've got to go because we're about to get the kids' final on. But thank you, mate. Well done.
Cool.
Okay, back, out, over.
And welcome back to the heat sequences of Tiree Wave Classic 2024. And we're into the second Future Pros second final. Coming up, we've got Eddie McLean in yellow, Freddie Sargent in red, Bendy, I can't pronounce his name, in green, and Mikey McLean in white. So we're up and running, we're on green, and they're flying out to sea. And that looked like a forward loop crash there from Freddie Sargent. Oh no, he's up. That's a forward loop at the beginning of the heat. Impressive, that's good. Big action. Those kids are going to be working hard for the win because this is the second final.
This is the deciding final, is that right?
No, it's average of the... So a little bit of jump action out the back. Eddie McLean nice and wide on the pan here. We can see the guys, and that was a big crash back on the inside just there. So the conditions continuing to ramp up here at Gott Bay. The wind has come up another notch again. It's touching on 40 knots there or thereabouts now. The guys are in the smallest sails that they've got, and they're just hanging on. Both the front runners in the heat so far, Freddie Sargent and Eddie McLean, on 3.1 and 3 meters, those kind of sizes. Small boards, 68s, early 70s. Other lads on similar size kit. So super windy out there at the moment, interspersed with the Masters heats. The guys are really struggling for control at the best of times, and that was a lovely little spin out top turn there from Eddie on the wave. And now we've got Bendy riding on the inside, Bendy on the green vest with the hot sails just coming in towards the beach through the white water just there. Heading out the back, that's Mikey McLean on the 2.4 duotone, flying out through the surf, looking for a ramp, see if he can get a jump. Tough conditions for an 11-year-old, especially when you're only about 40 kilos. As you can see, he's just hanging on there. Very small sail, just trying to keep the board in contact with the water. Manages his turn out the back, now heading back in, try and get his wave ride in. So, just scanning across. Let's see what action we've got going on the inside. Oh, big air! Flying out from out the back. Everyone goes down. Big Friday it is. Super windy, and the minute the wind gets in under the board, the guys are taking off. High flying, crash again. So it is going to be a final of the crashes.
How many finals have we got left after this in the Future Pro? How many?
So the guy's back up and riding again. And that's Mikey, is actually the only one up and running, who's the youngest competitor in the remaining competition at this stage. Adults or juniors, 11 years of age, riding front side, throws in the bottom turn, a little bit slowing down through the bottom turn, but not doing too bad in these super overpowered conditions. Tiny sail obviously helping out there. You can see the competition tactics. He's trying to stay in the top end of the bay where the wind's a little bit lighter, the water's a little bit smoother. That's Freddie Sargent heading out on the Fanatic with a duotone 3 meters, just chatting to his dad down at the waterline there. Freddie loving the conditions, but just hanging on for grim death was what he was telling me as he came in from the back end of his last heat. And a little bit of a jump there, getting some nice height, nice elevation, wind getting under the board and giving him an extra bit of lift. Great to see these guys in full board conditions competing right alongside the adults. You can see as we're panning through, there's a little bit of a huddle on the beach there, probably concerned parents of the kids in the water. Eddie McLean flying out to sea, 3.1, hanging on. He's a big lad now, 5'8", 5'9", so he's managing to hold on a little bit better in these conditions than he might have done in previous years. Can't tell you how windy it is here. You struggle to open a car door on the beach at the moment. These kids are doing amazing in the water. As the term goes, future pros, watch out for these guys in the years to come. Still very overcast. We had hoped here in Tiree we were going to get a little bit of a breather from the rain this morning, but it has been coming and going with intermittent drizzle coming through. So again, challenging conditions for everyone. Just at daybreak, getting down, getting rigged up, getting ready to compete. But very quickly, the event crew managed to pull everything together, get set up on the beach, create a sheltered zone for the riders to huddle behind, and also for spectators to come and enjoy some of the energy at the event this morning. These high wind days, there's always a good buzz on the beach, and no exception to that today, regardless of the weather. So the guys even struggling with the basics. You can see there with the big squalls, the boards are taking off in the show break, struggling with the beach starts. It is super windy. Pro riders would be on smallest kit in these kind of conditions as well, no doubt. So that's Mikey leading the pack off the beach, his brother up and running just behind him. Let's see what the McLean boys have got in store for us in this run. 2.5 year age gap, but Eddie much bigger out of the two lads. Getting a little bit of air time, and like I say, it's that bouncing bomb affair on the way out. Bounce, bounce, hop, bounce, bounce, hop all the way out. So much wind getting under the rail of the board and lifting the board up. Even when the guys don't want to jump, they're struggling to keep the boards in the water at times. Mikey apparently opting to sail on the inside, Eddie heading out the back. Big donkey kick into tabletop just there. Not sure he's quite tweaked enough for the judges to award that as a full tabletop, but certainly a good donkey kick at that point. Hanging on well, and it's frightening where the time goes. 8-minute heat, we're almost into the final 2 minutes, just at 2:10 at the moment. Eddie jibes in front of a big wall of white water just there. Oh no, he's gone out over. So he's right out the back, and again we're almost full zoom with the camera. Once we pan back, you can see just how far away that is. So Eddie in yellow, Freddie in red, Bendy in green, Mikey in white. It's the battle of the E's today. Eddie, Freddie, Bendy, Mikey. All in the water having a great time out there. And that's Freddie Sargent, nice carving bottom turn. Looks like he's got a little lull there, a little bit more control to be able to get his wave ride in. That was a really nice controlled bottom turn. Incredible for these conditions. Managed to control the bounce and get the board right round and carve a nice radius in the wave. And he goes down. So just one bottom turn, but really nice carving bottom turn, top turn combo. And we'll see what Eddie's got. Let's see if he's got something to respond with just there. And he's picking up in the gust just there. You can see him just almost treading water, holding on for grim death, maybe stalling for a wave coming from behind. But that was a blue, unbroken wave for Freddie, so that's going to score really well, and it was a larger section wave as well. Little aerial on the way in, goes straight into his bottom turn carve, very overpowered, has to let go with the backhand, struggles a bit with the control. Big squall just starting to come through there. So again, Freddie showing impeccable timing to get that bottom turn in. And that was Bendy, just getting a good bit of airtime there, projecting up, losing the backhand on takeoff, just having a little bit of a loss of control on the inside. We're into the final 20 seconds of the heat now. Final 10 seconds. Let's see if there's any action to be had. The boys will be exhausted at this stage. That's Eddie flying out, long floaty jump on the way out just there. And that's us. We are done. We'll bring you all the action imminently. We'll pass over to Sam.
There we go. The youth program over for this year. What I have caught up with is Jim Brooks, so I just saw he went through. He was very excited about going through. You went through, Jim. Tell me how it was out there and how surprised you are.
I'm very surprised. It is super windy, overpowered 3.7. This guy's on 3 meters. This is my first experience sailing anything smaller than a 4.2. So my teammate Ian Ross rigged me up his 3.7, and sent me out, and it went much better than I thought. So I'm really chuffed, and the guys are sailing amazing in these conditions.
So you're on the charge, right?
Still going. I got back in, still in one piece.
And lucky
Yeah.
I heard you say you're going to have a cup of tea now. So you know, nothing stronger, just a cup of tea to...
We're in the Masters fleet, and if you want to keep going, preserve your energy, cup of tea.
Slightly diuretic, of course, though, so you might have a problem with the Peter heater.
Fruit tea.
Yeah, exactly.
Fruit tea.
There we go. And then we've got Ian Ross as well. Oh, come on then, Chucky. You watched. Oh, very good. You watched his Brooks's heat. What did he do? What was he doing? How did it go?
He did what he had to do, which was a couple of jumps, and he wiggled on a couple of waves. I mean, it's so windy out there, isn't it, Sam? I don't know. That's crazy wind. I can't believe the kids are out here. They're ripping, aren't they?
I know. Did you see Freddie just throw it forward?
Oh, I missed that.
Amazing.
Oh, on the inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, amazing.
Absolutely incredible.
Anyway, what a great day it is. Back to you then. If you can join us in the commentary at any point. Okay, there we go. So we've got Chucky coming into the commentary booth next heat after this heat. And that's it. So you can now the two lads, Eddie and Mikey, of course, native Hebrideans.
And we're here because we sponsor the Wave Classic, and it is so iconic. The whole event is fantastic, and it's all about the fresh air, the elements, and that's what our salmon live in when we're rearing them, so it matches very well.
So we've been surfing. The salmon tastes great. It's exactly what I need.
We've been very busy litter picking, finding lots of tyres, and carrying lobster pots around. So I think we earned our salmon as well.
We're at Ballaboolim. We're enjoying some fantastic Scottish salmon. It's absolutely beautiful.
Just being able to have this fish on the island, it's just amazing.
Out by the surf, on the beach, friends around, good fish. What's more to life than this, man?
Are we good? We're on? Cool. Okay, wicked. So we have in this heat, I think the one out the front is Nick Jupp in the green. In the yellow, we've got Lawrence on the Ezzy sail out the back. And this is tiny, tiny sails. I mean, Nick on the duotone there, I know he bought this as his tiny sail, just ready for Tiree in case this happened, so I think he's going to be pretty glad that it did happen. We've got Rob Castle in the red at the back there as well on the Goya. Well, that was a big forward from Lawrence, I guess that was, wasn't it? Just water starting out of that one. I mean, going for a forward on a day like this is pretty impressive. It is absolutely howling. I mean, I've just rocked up at the beach, but it is absolutely howling out. So I think we've got Nick there in the front in the green, probably looking for a ramp. Nick's been sailing super good recently with his forwards. Watching him on that progression has been really quite cool over the past sort of year and a half. Just jibing around, looking for a wave. Waves are going to be tricky today. It's super onshore and super windy, so anything going frontside, the judges will be rewarding particularly highly. Bit of a backside hit for Nick. And then on the white water there. So we're over to Rob there on the Goya with a little bit of an open face coming, bit of a backside hit and a explosion on the white water. There he is. That's Lawrence there. Not sure if he got a wave on the way in or not. After his forward crash, probably feeling slightly sore. So yet to see Andy Page in the heat. Andy's normally on Neil Pride sails. Don't think we've seen him yet. Some of the young'uns there walking in front of the camera. Here we go. We've got what looks like Nick on the way out. So watching Nick's heat earlier on this morning, I'm not sure if he got his forward in. I know he got a big floaty jump and a one-hander. So he'll be really keen to get a forward in these mega conditions. Sometimes it can appear like someone's a little bit... Oh, there's a big one-handed jump by Nick there, actually. Very nice. It can almost look a little bit like the guys are sailing underpowered if they're moving like a little bit slower, but actually it's the complete opposite. It's because when you're so overpowered, sometimes it's almost easier to sail slightly slower than it is fast. So definitely, if I was to call it at the minute, not just because he's a mate, but I think Nick has got in a couple of jumps and quite a nice wave. Saying that though, Lawrence, ooh, catapulting into the lip of that one. Double whammy. But he looks like he's back up, so I'm guessing no winding for Lawrence there.
Do you like a good winding? Do you get good winding on a day like this? Is that cool?
No, it's horrible. You got to be winded and then under the water trying to get your ref back as you as you're being rolled around under the water. So halfway through the heat, and Lawrence on the Ezzy. Ezzy sails that really interesting area with the big the around the boom that still sticks out the back. The only one's doing that. But he's on a good wave here actually. A couple of setup turns, a bit of a backside hit there. Probably looking for something off. There you go, on the section. That's a good wave, actually. I think that will be a pretty consequential score for this heat. Oh, there's Andy in the background, being exploded on the lip of whatever that was, a jibe possibly. So that was a very good wave, I would say, there from Lawrence. I think possibly the highest wave, certainly that we've seen on the camera, I would say. Probably with Nick's wave the second highest. So I think for Lawrence and Nick, it's probably going to, all saying that, a backside aerial there for Nick. If he can link that into a little bit of a wiggle there. Not sure what happened before that. Cameron didn't quite pick it up, but if he got a turn in before that, that could actually put him back. As we've got Lawrence charging out to sea. Full of power. Forward loop. Nice. And that is a pretty perfect forward. So I think that's him doing well. I think that is probably him in the lead for this heat so far. That was a nice forward loop. And it is really not easy as well in this sort of conditions. It is absolutely howling. Anything, I mean, for me personally, when you're this stacked, when you're going forwards into a forward loop, it's that forward rotation and the forward whip that makes it even scarier. It's sometimes the backward, like a back loop maybe, and it's a little bit less scary as you're kind of placing it up into the wind and it will float around a little bit slower. So going for the forwards is, yeah, big respect for me on that one. As Nick comes out, Nick's had a big one-handed jump, but he'll definitely be looking for a forward to secure his place. Lawrence ramp here, floaty jump. Nice bit of control. Not easy to control the jumps when it's as windy as this. We've got 1 minute to go. There's Andy and Rob there. So Andy, after his crash out the back, not sure, maybe he got a wave on the way in. Hoping for him, he did. I know Andy's knee wasn't so good a couple of years ago, so I think he's kind of coming back off of that and been sailing good all week. As Lawrence is heading back out, probably looking for a backup jump after his mega forward then.
Final few seconds.
Yeah.
Who's your pick?
I think it's always quite interesting having a bit of a guess at the who's gone through, because it's quite different from like a judging scoring perspective. Sometimes you can sail pretty well the whole heat and be on every wave and get every jump, but sometimes it comes down to who's got like the two best things, and sometimes overall impression and the two best scores are quite a different thing. Saying that though, I think Lawrence with his mega forward and some good waves, and Nick, whether Nick got another jump or not, his wave was really good. So yeah, Nick and Lawrence for me on this. Oh, there's a back loop there from... I was almost went into a push loop style, that did. I don't know if... It's just sending everything at the last few seconds. And Andy there as well with a bit of a jump. Nice. Yeah, it's probably too windy for the buzzer. The buzzer, they're sailing upwind of where the buzzer is, so the wind carrying off the sound back into the car park there. Good heat. Good heat.
Good to go if you want, Luke. You can just throw to me to say, down to Sam on the beach.
Yep. So we're going down to Sam on the beach for a couple of interviews with the guys there.
Luke, lovely to hear you in the commentary doing amazingly well. There isn't much going on down here right now. You can see the youths their coach Sammy. They've had an amazing week all with Sammy and with Tristan teaching them. Came down, they were throwing forward loops all week, so amazing. And then I'm going to go up and just have a little word with Nigel, find out where we're at. What's the thing? What's the deal there, Nigel?
Okay, so we've now just finished the second panel of the Future Pros, and it was clear with Eddie, Freddie coming second, Bentley fourth, and Mikey third. Now that leaves the overall scores for the Future Pros. That leaves Eddie first, Freddie in second. He landed a forward. That's incredible in these conditions. Third place will be Mikey McLean, and fourth place Bentley with Zach in fifth.
Great, amazing. And where are we at with the Masters?
Yeah, running through the Masters quite nicely. So here we are in 26 with Lawrence Gray, Rob. Wrong. Yeah, running through this one. 26. Lawrence Gray, Rob Castle, Nick Jupp, and Andy Page. Whoever comes, the top two from here will come through to this part of the ladder, and then this he's going to sail. That loads up this bit, and then we start to prepare for the ladders. Now, don't forget, Clyde Waite has had to leave early, so he's out, and we're going to leapfrog that one. And then it will be Ian Gibson, who's sitting in third, Alex Rose sitting in second, John McLaurin. They're getting very nervous, waiting for the rest of the fleet.
And the conditions, they seem to be kind of getting worse, getting stronger.
Getting worse, getting better, getting bigger, getting stronger, getting scarier. But, you know, what you're seeing from the Future Pros, the Masters of Crying and the Sand Dunes, some of them, Future Pros are really up for it. It's amazing.
It is, as you heard it here, it's getting better.
As Ben Prophet was saying, it is going off, mate!
Yeah, well, I'm sure that's a perfect Ben Prophet impersonation. Right, back over to you, Luke.
Thank you very much there, Sam. So, start of the next heat, we have Joe McIver in yellow. We have Mark Henderson in red. And then we've got Olav in the green and Jim in the white. So, Joe McIver, almost at this point a Tiree resident. He's been on the island, I think he turned up about 5 weeks ago, something absolutely ridiculous, living in his van with a forward loop there from, I think that may have been Jim. Oh no, that was Joe. There you go. So 4 or 5 weeks on Tiree living in a van, clearly doing him well with a forward like that in conditions like this. And that out the back looks like Mark. Mark jibing around there. So Mark is a North Devon local. Often see him when I'm down there on the beaches around Saunton and things like that. And then just trying to clock the colours on the scale. So Olav, I think there is it on the Ezzy. So we've got Mark and Olav looking for a wave here. Mark probably on one. Like check turn, a bigger turn there from Olav actually. But Mark with a little aerial. Interesting one from a scoring perspective here. So they both had a turn at the start. Olaf had a slightly bigger turn, but Mark with a bit of an aerial. But Olaf's wave slightly bigger. Oh, and then Joe there going frontside. We've not seen much frontside wave riding. Oh, and Jim on a big backside whack. Interesting to see how it's all going to be scored. Normally going frontside scores a bit higher, but I think Olaf on a bigger one as Mark. Oh, with a big forward. If he can maybe get the rig up. There it is. Is that going to count? I would be generous and count that myself. Yeah. I don't think his feet came out of the straps. Yeah, I think sometimes, your front foot can come out, kick a little bit, straight back up. Sometimes you have to hope the judges don't see that. I know, speaking from experience there. But there he goes again with a much bigger, cleaner, nicer forward. That was a huge one. That was a big one. So I'm guessing maybe he wasn't 100% himself on that first one, going straight back into another one. Yeah. So we've got certainly Mark looking pretty comfortable there with a nice wave ride with a backside aerial, a couple of turns, and 2 forwards, one of them being particularly big. That looked like possibly Olav water starting out from something. Possibly a jump there. As we reach the halfway mark.
Oh no, halfway at 4.
Oh, halfway at 4.
Yeah.
It's nearly halfway. Nearly halfway mark. Olav there. So bigger sets coming in at the back though. As he jibes onto actually quite a nice, that's like a chest head high wave there. If he can get some turns in now while it's still quite big, that'll impress the judges. It's quite a unusual setup really in that the further downwind, it looks like the waves are bigger but more on short. That was a nice turn actually, that one. Bit of a snap and then floating back down the white water on the way down. Another turn there. Looking good. It'll probably get another one in just there. Yeah, another big turn. That was a good one. Just going down. But to be honest, I think he's probably got pretty much all he can get from that wave. So that's Jim out the back, I'm assuming. Jim with a big turn and another one. That's a good wave from Jim. That first turn sent a lot of spray. On the new simmer boards, which look really cool actually. There you go. That was a really big turn at the end. I think judges are going to like that. That was a big wave and there was a lot of spray and those turns had quite a lot of power. So a very difficult one to call here. I think it's going to come down to the judges. So I think we've seen Joe do a forward. We did. We saw Joe do a forward and we saw Mark do 2. So going to be an interesting one. Jim and Olav there probably looking for a jump unless maybe one happened off camera. But so we're looking at Olav there, water starting, heading out. 3 minutes in and he's definitely got 2 waves. So he's going to be wanting to concentrate on a jump there as we see Joe on a nice wave. So Joe's going front side. Oh, just overpowered and jibing around there. But yeah, Joe definitely going front side is something that the judges are going to like. They'll be rewarding him for that, being the only person in the past couple of heats that we've seen go front side. Front side's so much harder, especially when it's this onshore, because after you've done your bottom turn, the sail will just load up with power, and the clue is just going to want to rip out of your hands. As Olav here heading towards a really nice looking ramp, possibly. Further down the beach, a bit more exposed. He's probably even more powered up down there than he would be at the beach here. I think he's jibing around onto this. A nice looking set wave. Or just getting tagged by the white water there. As we pan upwind, so Jim there on the way out. So Jim's looking for a jump. Jim's had some very nice wave rides. Probably, if I was going to have to call it, probably the nicest looking waves, I would say, of the heat. So he's going to be looking for a jump to back that up. As you can see, the leech of his sail being thrown around in the wind. That's how you can tell someone's super overpowered, just by watching that leash being sort of opening and closing and being rattled around with the wind. I would suspect that's not him being underpowered there, that's him being overpowered and just dropping back into the water. I mean, really small sails. My smallest is a 3.3, and the guys are out here on the same size, and I'm normally a sail size down from these sort of guys. We've got Joe heading out. So Joe has had a lot of nice frontside wave rides, a forward loop. So I think the forward was maybe a little bit wet, so we might be looking to improve that. Or maybe back that up with maybe like a tail grab or something. There we go, so we've got Mark on the way back. There we go, coming up to the end of the heat. That's a tight one to call. I don't think I'd want to be a judge, though. Very good. So we're getting on to the spicy end of the competition now. I think we've... Oh, here we go, Joe. So this wave will be counting. That was a nice turn. Sliding the fins around. Front side as well. Judges like front side. We know that. Backside turn straight into a front side one on a section as well. That, for me, that might be... It's going to be a difficult one for the judges, because that was not as big as Jim's wave, but it was front side. It had two front side whacks and a backside one. I mean, the best that you can hope for really when it's like this, and this onshore and this windy, is the front side turn into the backside turn into the front side. That's what those S turns very much liked. And I think we're heading down to Sam on the beach.
You told me you were coming to me at that moment, because it's good. It's exciting, right? The wave riding is getting better. The jumps are definitely improving. The kind of courage is up in tune with the conditions, and I think that's great. So we're doing basic information stuff here, Nigel. We're on to this heat now, right? Going through here.
Yeah, we're coming up to, so now we're on Masters 29, going slightly back to front now. So we've got Joe McIver, Mark Henderson, Olaf Davis, and Jim Brooks. He's done really well to get through into this heat. Don't think Jim's got this far before in a heat like this, so we'll be really pleased. Who's going to be the favourites here? Possibly Joe McIver, but Mark Henderson's been sailing strong as well. Not long now before we start to go into the big ladders as well, and these top three sailors are getting very nervous.
So that will mean, as soon as we're done with that one, that'll mean that we'll get the pros down. The pros will then do an expression session. So everybody who's knocking around watching this, wait for their expression session. It is 40 knots. I don't know how high the waves are. How big are the waves?
They're not massive. Some of them get sort of shoulder high out there. But don't forget, we've also got the AMS to finish off as well. So the AMS double's going to be finished off today before we go into the...
Okay, tell me about that. Tell me about how long we've got before we go to those.
Okay, so AMS, we've now got about an hour before we go into the AMS.
Fine, we've got an hour before we go into the AMS. So stay tuned. Live streaming is going to continue in these conditions. We can't fly a drone at the moment. We've only got one camera, but I hope it's good enough. So anyway, back to Luke, and he can bring in more of his excellent commentary.
Thank you very much, Sam. First time commentating.
It's quite weird. It feels like you're talking to yourself a little bit. But it's good. I mean, we've been here all week. I've been watching as much as I can. I was watching a few heats this morning while I was having my breakfast as well. So it's quite nice to be down here doing the commentary after. So this is going to be an interesting heat. So we've got Davey Edmondson, Big Davey, as he's known, Scottish windsurfing royalty. We've got Lawrence Gray, who we saw in that heat a moment ago, Ben Harbour and Nick Jupp as well. So Nick and Davey, this will be the battle for Scotland, and then of course just the battle for the Tiree. So that was Nick with a floaty jump. So this in the red set on with the red Rashi and the orange Ezzy is Lawrence. Lawrence sailing well in the heats a few moments ago. And he's heading out. So the Ezzy sail and the RRD board, it's a very nice colour combination with the orange there, as he's charging out to sea, looking for a jump. Nice to get the jump in nice and early in the heat, kind of settles you in, settles the nerves. As he's heading out into the bigger looking ramps. Probably looking at one soon. Maybe not. So that is Davey there. Davey has a, so I sail with Davey quite a lot, and Nick, but Davey has got a very big, very clean forward on him. Definitely got a very good back loop as well. So he'll be looking to do well in this. Backside turn. Just setting, check turn, setting up. I think he might be coming in, looking to turn around and get the jump in. That looks like Nick there, fighting with his 3-4. Nick as well, just from a background. Oh, here we go. Actually, we've got Lawrence on a wave. A nice big wave, big turn there. So that was 2 really good turns. And we've got, so that was a nice wave, still going on that as well. So yeah, if we keep going to the right a little bit, we'll probably have Davey with a huge back loop. First back loop that we've seen in the competition now. I mean, nice floaty and big there. So hard to control the landing. You're landing on a run effectively with the nose in the water. Oh, big tabletop from Nick there as well. Nick knows he's got to do well in this one. That was you could eat your dinner off that. Davey coming in. So the more upwind you are, and he is quite far upwind there, the more cross-shore it's going to be. I think slightly a smaller wave, but just slightly sheltered from that rock that you can see there. That was a nice back loop though. If he'd have landed that, and that would be the first back loop we've seen in the past couple of heats. As we've got Nick there, nice sort of sweeping top turn, backside, and another one. Going front side. There you go, nice. Bit of spray. As we've got Davey coming back out. I would imagine if Davey's gone for the back loop there that he must have already got a forward. What's he got? Picking up some speed. Looking for the ramp. And you can see the white water in the background there. Just that mush of really quite big waves in the middle of the bay. There you go, he's driving around as we've got Lawrence heading back in on the Ezzy RRD combo. And Nick heading out there. Not seeing so much of Ben, but that doesn't mean he's not being active. Just means it's sometimes you can camera dodge. I know I have a tendency to do that sometimes in a heat. As Davey comes in. So Davey looking like there's some lumps out there behind and in front of him. He's going to want to get a nice wave ride here. He's got a good wave ride on him, Davey. He'll be looking to go front side. Getting the more points from the front side, more difficult, more consequential turns. Top turning on that one, and another top turn backside there. just shooting off out the camera, which is fine because we've got Lawrence on the way out. I think he's going to want to get a forward. There it is. I was looking good. I think if he can hold, I can't quite hold on there. As we've got Nick sort of floating over a section into a bit of a backside snap there. Bottom turning again. Reader, nice. That was a good turn. That was a full rail in the water. I don't know if that was a bit of a claim there or he's just repositioning his front hand, but he should be happy with that one because that was a nice front side turn. As we've got Big Davey on the way out. I was just chatting to Davey. He said he was on a 3-4. So those those duotone sails, they are particularly powerful. So it's common that you would see the guys on a size down if they're on a duotone. Forward loop, super clean, straight back up. Very nice shape. Davey definitely has that more sideways rotation. That it's the best way to control a forward. You can stop it once you've gone around, and it's that nice shape that the judges like to see. So it'd be interesting to see how that would compare, say, with some of the ones earlier that were maybe a little bit more endo but a bit taller. As we've got Lawrence coming in. Fast. You can see the amount that the wind is whipping his spray up. Oh, forward on the way in there. Forward off the lip. Not sure he landed that. That's last sort of 30 seconds of the heat. We've got Davey. I would imagine Davey now probably wanting a wave ride. And it does look like he's on a good one here. If he can get a couple of turns, even just sort of smacking stuff off the white water here, that might do him well. As he turns, goes front side, bottom turn. Looking for a section. Nice snappy turn. You can see how quickly the redirected them. There you go, end of the heat. I think Davey looking good, Nick looking good, and Lawrence looking really good there. Not sure we picked up so much of Ben, but like I say, that can literally just be a case of dodging the camera, and it is the two best waves, two best jumps that you do. So you don't have to look good all heat long. You can go out, get your two best jumps, your two best waves, and then almost come in and hide for the rest of the heat. When you're watching from the beach, sometimes you think, oh, they've not been out, they've not done anything, but actually it's the two best things that the judges score. And sometimes the camera misses stuff, definitely. Which is why it's very different from a judge's perspective to just watching on the beach. Yeah. So we're going to throw to an ad break here, and then we'll be back with the next heat. Back to the studio.
O'Shea clothing for the outdoors, warm in the water, warm for afterwards.
Our hero brand is native Hebridean salmon. So we sponsor the Wave Classic in Tiree. What's so nice is people really enjoying the salmon that we produce, and it can be traced back, so it's truly native Hebridean. People outdoors, sporty, having fun and enjoying the elements. In this natural environment, I mean, it's just beautiful.
Simmer style. Confidence in your kit to push your limits.
O'Shea clothing for the outdoors, warm in the water, warm for afterwards.
Right then, we're back. So we're waiting for the names to drop up on the screen, but that is John McLawrence on the Severn and the custom board, which looks very cool. So John McLawrence spends a very large amount of his year in Pozo, so this should be suiting him very well. And that down there on the Ezzy, I'm not 100% sure who that is. So that was the Aussie sail there, just heading out to sea. But there is John on looking for a nice wave. There's a nice one behind him, a little bit of size to that one. He'll be feeling the most, well, I was going to say the most comfortable, but definitely the most used to these conditions out of anybody, sailing in Pozo on 3.0s and 3.3s all the time. I mean, that blade there as well, obviously being designed around Philip Costa in those conditions, so made for what's happening today. As he is heading back out. He's got a good forward and a good back loop as well. And you can see, looking further out to sea there, you can just see white after white after white. It really is quite windy. So John heading out, looking for a ramp. What's he got? It's quite interesting sailing here the other day, actually. Some runs, the waves just all backed off and you didn't get a ramp. But it looks like he might have one here. Looks like he's probably going to want a back loop. There he goes. Oh, overpowered in the middle. So just been informed, actually, the reason we don't have the names on the screen is that this is a heat break. So commentating very hard on John in a heat break there. Sailing good. I'm guessing, oh yeah. So we're going to head to another ad while we're in the heat break.
O'Shea clothing for the outdoors, warm in the water, warm for afterwards.
Our hero brand is native Hebridean salmon. So we sponsor the Wave Classic in Tiree. What's so nice is people really enjoying the salmon that we produce, and it can be traced back, so it's truly native Hebridean. People outdoors, sporty, having fun and enjoying the elements. In this natural environment, I mean, it's just beautiful.
Simmer style. confidence in your kit to push your limits.
O'Shea clothing for the outdoors, warm in the water, warm for afterwards.
Our hero brand is Native Hebridean Salmon. So we sponsor the Wave Classic in Tiree. What's so nice is people really enjoying the salmon that we produce, and it can be traced back, so it's truly native Hebridean. People outdoors, sporty, having fun and enjoying the elements. In this natural environment, I mean, it's just beautiful.
Simmer style, confidence in your kit to push your limits.
O'Shea clothing for the outdoors, warm in the water, warm for afterwards.
Our hero brand is Native Hebridean Salmon. So we sponsor the Wave Classic in Tiree. What's so nice is people really enjoying the salmon that we produce, and it can be traced back, so it's truly native Hebridean. People outdoors, sporty, having fun and enjoying the elements. In this natural environment, I mean, it's just beautiful.
Simmer style, confidence in your kit to push your limits.
O'Shea clothing for the outdoors, warm in the water, warm for afterwards.
Our hero brand is Native Hebridean Salmon. So we sponsor the Wave Classic in Tiree. What's so nice is people really enjoying the salmon that we produce, and it can be traced back, so it's truly native Hebridean. People outdoors, sporty, having fun and enjoying the elements. In this natural environment, I mean, it's just beautiful.
Simmer style. Confidence in your kit to push your limits.
We are back after those adverts all shot on Tiree there, I think, with the salmon and the simmer and the O'Shea. So we're back. We're looking at 38 knots, more southerly than earlier. So the wind was due to be southeast, which is slightly more cross shore. It's meant to pick up even more and go slightly more southerly, which is more onshore, and 2.5 meter wave there. I think 38 knots is probably an average. I would imagine the gusts are considerably more than that, just from the amount that the van is rocking around. As we've got, have we started? Have they started? 30 seconds to start. So we've got Nick heading out there in the green rashi and the duotone sail. We've got Mark Henderson in the white, Joe McIver in the red, and Davey in the yellow. So we've got Scotland, Devon.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Although, to be honest, Joe's like an everywhere man, isn't he? Here we go. So the heat has started. And we have a very large catapult there. That looks a bit brutal. Straight in. We're panning around to spot the guys. So heading out there in the red, that's Joe. New board for Joe, that one. He was saying first time on a multi-fin. So we've got Joe and we've got Mark upwind. So we've got a tweak jump from Joe, getting some scores on the board. And we've got Mark heading out. Nice big forward. Nice clean rotation. The sail doesn't even touch on the landing there at all. That was sail. That was upright. That was good. That was score well. Nice height as well. I mean, the control on those, yeah, when it's as windy as this is genuinely difficult. As we've got Joe driving onto a wave. Heading upwind, looking to kick the wave off. As we've got Davey jibing around there, a little bit further out. More likely to run a bigger one there. So, and now we've got Nick there as well. So Joe opening that up with a nice backside turn. As we've got Nick coming in backside as well. Bigger wave. Backside. Heading front side. Move your sail. Man, nice. He thinks so too. So we are two frontside turns from Nick there. That will score well, actually. First one looked really nice. As we've got Davey backside, dropping down front side, looking to send the fin, send some spray on a bit of a section. Nice. Most spray we've seen, I think, so far in this competition. Yeah, chucking buckets. Another backside turn into a nice snap off the white water. Throws a fin. It is subjective, but they like a snappy off a section, critical. We've seen them all week. Definitely rewarding the more critical, the more consequential turns. And it is always harder, especially when it's as windy as this. You think that when the fins are in the white water, you've got no grip, so it's guiding it around, and all that wind is definitely hard. As we've got Nick and Davey heading out, both these guys both going to be wanting to get a nice big forward in. Hunting the nice looking forward ramp. Probably looking for a lull as well. I know I would be. Good start to the heat. This heat as well, looking like the last heat before we go into the ladder. So the ladder being the man-on-man end of the competition. So the top 4 guys from the single in the ladder, and then it's almost the best of the rest gets to sail against them, and if they win, they go through as we narrow in on a winner. So, yeah, very important to win this for whoever wants to try and make some upsets. Nick there, looking like he was smashing into a very large piece of white water, and we've got Davey on a wave.
Have you got any favourites for who's going to win the Masters? We had Alex Rhodes making a prediction earlier.
It's hard to say, isn't it? It's hard because I mean, these conditions are so brutal. So I guess, I mean, you'd have to say people that are more used to this, maybe guys like John McLawrence, yeah, Pozo. Davey looking really good there as well. Hard to call. As we've got Joe looking at a ramp. Big floaty jump. Not even lost any speed. Looking for the next one. Another floaty jump with a bit of a donkey kick going on. Just getting overpowered and tossed around on the landing. Nick, nice turn. Not seen Nick wear a helmet before. I guess that's a result of the nearing hurricane force winds that we've got going on. So we've got Joe and Davey. We've not seen so much of Mark in this. So we had Davey with a backside turn, Joe jibing there. So we've got Davey at the back with a backside turn on this one. So he's already got one turn, and he'll be looking for it to get more critical, more steep, so he can go front side. I think he's heading on him. We've got Nick there with another tabletop. There's Joe heading out there. Forward loop for Joe. Nice, sails away. He'll be... Oh, there you go, there's Mark. Chuffed to get that one in. You've got a minute and a half left of the heat. You're always getting a bit panicked, a bit rushed. It's never easy to land anything when you feel like that. As we've got Mark going front side. Turn, just dropping it there. As we've got Nick on a nice little front side turn there in the back. We've got Davey heading out, full speed. He's going to be, knowing Davey, looking for the biggest, steepest ramp. Not sure what he's going to go for. No, he's jibing. So I think Davey's probably had some jumps maybe that we've not seen. If he's jibing around there to get a wave in. I mean, he's very seasoned, a seasoned professional competitor, so he'll know what he needs. He'll know what he hasn't got, and he'll know what he needs to do for the rest of the heat. As we've got Nick coming out, not seen Nick with his forward in this heat yet, unless I've forgotten. So Nick will be there. It is. Oh, can he just get the sail up and water that out of that? Probably not now. As we've got Davey going front side, whacking into the white water again. Davey's wave rides for me stand out from this heat.
Yeah, me too.
Really not easy when it's this windy. As soon as you're clue first, and coming back up the wave, you're clue first and upwind. So that obviously the back of the sail's going backwards. It's obviously not designed to do that, and the power rattles the clue in your hand. Very hard to hold on to, let alone control, and then control the board. So there we go, heat end. I think Davey looking strong in that, Joe looking strong in that. Wow, Nick and Mark as well. Probably not the most insightful comment, that one. Everyone looking good. Difficult heat, and we've got Mark on a nice long drawn out bottom turn into a nice turn there though. Probably, so the buzzer went, but if he was on that wave before the buzzer goes, the wave still counts, which he probably was. So a nice end turn from him there to finish off the heat. And I think we are heading to an ad.
Our hero brand is native Hebridean salmon. So we sponsor the Wave Classic in Tiree. What's so nice is people really enjoying the salmon that we produce, and it can be traced back, so it's truly native Hebridean. People outdoors, sporty, having fun and enjoying the elements. In this natural environment, I mean, it's just beautiful.
Oh, there we go. Throwing down to Sam here down on the beach. Phil, come and talk to me down here. We're live at the moment.
Hey guys.
So, your kind of appraisal of what we've seen so far this morning.
Well, it looks wild. The kids are solid, aren't they?
Yeah.
They are. Yeah, they're rocking it. They're going out like in that full windy adult stuff, and the kids seem like perfectly at home.
Yep.
So
now we're going to the AMs, right? We're just about to start the AMs. We've got Max Metcalf and Ollie Shaw, I think. Just going through.
We're in Team Fagan. They are. He's currently a little bit further ahead, I think, in the double. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be wild.
Yeah, there we go. What can Connor throw?
Connor's throwing out his 3.4. Yeah, he's got his 3.4 rig, and I think he's going to try and send it large. I think he said.
And he said this is a bit like Roshniger. So you're a Roshniger local. This kind of reminds you of home, does it? Grey, windy.
Yes. Side on, port tack. It looks fun. Looks good. I think it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to the big one later. The rock and roll Farrell O'Shea expression session.
Exactly. Well, good. Thank you, mate. Good.
Good luck.
Speak to you soon. There you go. And back to you, Luke. And keep chatting. You're chatting like a king.
We're back. Right, we are back. And we are about to head into the amateur double elimination. We are reasonably far. So we're at the final four?
Yes.
Final four of the AMs.
There's 3 heats.
3 heats left. So down to the spicy end of the AMs. And we've got Oscar Shaw and Max Metcalf here. So Max on the Goya in the red there. And then Max, not so much. Oscar's been coming up here for a few years. Oscar is a very good freestyler as well. He was whacking out all the moves the other day across the pole. And sailing really good. He's on the Severn JP combo. And his really slashy top turns I was watching the other day at the maze. So Max I don't know so much about, but I mean, obviously sailing very well if he's in the final 3. So, and he is heading out. Definitely full of power, full of speed, looking for a ramp. Big floaty. Maybe a little bit of a tweak there. So we're panning back upwind to find Oscar. There he is. That is Oscar. It looks like Oscar. It doesn't look like he's wearing a rash vest though. It is Oscar, I think. It is. That is Oscar. So it's just not in a rash vest. But it will be docked points for that one, I would imagine. But that is definitely Oscar, and I'm assuming his very smallest sail being a north there. So Severn's other than the very smallest, and he's coming out full speed. Floaty, just full of power. Not sure who's able to hold on there, as we've got Max looking like maybe we just missed a turn there, but he's heading on a nice looking wave, still backside. Judges are going to want them to be going front side and really whacking the lip. So he's just driving around there. Seeing the stickers on that, I wonder if that's maybe Bubbles lent him a sail or an ex-Bubble sail there. There's a Club Vast sticker on it. As we've got Oscar driving around on the inside. Heading out, picking up some speed. Just cruising out. Doesn't even look overpowered. Nice and controlled. Little trot pop. He's going to want something before he gets too far out and the waves kind of go a bit fat. Oh, shove it. So that's very interesting. So that was a nice shove it. More of a freestyle move, but interesting to see how the judges will score that. It was high. It was high and it was clean. So for me, if I was judging, I think that score's good. It's not the sort of moves you typically see in a wave event, but something a little bit different. Definitely very technically difficult as well. We've got Max here, backside top turn, dropping down, coming up. Wow, whacking it. Just getting overpowered there on the top turn. Going very vertical though, which is very nice. And we could just see Connor walking down there. I think Connor in the next couple of heats, so he's probably warming up ready. He'll be a really hard one to beat. Backside air over a section, just dropping off the back of the wave there. Connor is the defending champion. He obviously Ross Niger running the shot, running the event, so he'll be used to howling and port tack. He'll be a very interesting one to watch. I mean, you can be used to howling and port tack, but this is another level of howling and port tack, isn't it? This is not. Yeah. Yeah, no, that is true. So we've got Max heading out. There's some huge ramps in the background. He's going to want to hit one of those nice vertical ones, full of speed and power. What's he got? Oh, the wave just backing off. There we go. Unhooks. Big floaty jump. Score, yeah, I think Oscar though with that shove it, that's going to score good. I think unique, cool. I did I was looking for an extra jump a couple of years ago and did an air flacker, and that got me through a heat off a wave on the way out. So I'm a fan of the different ones. Oscar now, bottom turning. I think he might have been stacked there, letting go with his backhands, getting it ripped out. But this is a good wave. This is a nice big one. Nice. Yeah, definitely. As you can see, Got Bay, pier down the end, without a ferry on it because they've all been cancelled, and we're all stuck here for the next while. Lots of windsurfing though.
About a Saturday evening one.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh good. I could do with that.
So yeah, me too.
Just could do with that. So that was a good wave from Oscar there. Nice long one, flowing, kept opening up. Nothing too critical. I know Oscar can do much more powerful turns than that. As we've got Max heading back out. Difficult one to call this. Max probably really wants something jump-wise. Looks like he might get it here if he can get a bit of speed up. Bearing off for the speed. Oh, the wave fattened off. Spotting a ramp on a camera and actually being there are two totally different things as well. Nice big lump of white water there. Did well to get over that. There's a big ramp out the back. If he can get past this one might just break on him, Manu. What's he got? This one, next one. I think it looks like it's fattened off there. Yeah, no. That is the trap here, sailing the other day. If you went too far, you would end up chasing this mystery ramp that never quite jacked up. So we've got Oscar in the final minute. He's going to be wanting another wave ride to secure this for him. So heading upwind, waiting for those waves to come to him. This is going to be a case of fortune, picking a wave, picking the right one, not getting too excited.
You struggle with that excitement, overexcitement?
Yeah, for sure. It's really hard, especially earlier on in the week when it was a bit more float and ride. So the float and ride day, to sit stationary. I know some of the other commentators were mentioning it, but to sit stationary in a heat and know that time is running out is hard. But it is the right thing to do. So Oscar goes front side, just jibing or being... Oh, and Max with a nice little hop over that section. Bottom turn. Oh, just dodging it there. There you go. Difficult one to call, that one, but the winner of this one will be going on into the next man-on-man one as we head towards the final. So I think we're heading to Sam for an interview on the beach. I don't think we've got any audio from Sam there. I mean, we are on a island in the outermost of the Inner Hebrides in a storm. We're good? We've got audio. So we're going to go back to Sam with some audio.
Great, here we go then. So apologies for that. That was my error. I turned off the microphone when I was doing some interviews. So here we go. Let's go. Alex. So everyone's coming for you.
Are they? Oh, that's
They're all coming for you, my friend.
They're coming for me.
They're coming for you. They're all dialed in. They've all been out. They've been practicing. Might be tired.
I know, they might be tired. That's my only hope. I'm going to have to go out and tire myself out a little bit, just to warm myself up.
So, are you excited by it?
Quite nervous now, to be honest.
Are you?
Yeah, I think it's hard not to be nervous in a competitive situation. Like, that's why Davey won't talk to you on the camera. He's so nervous. But look, it is what it is. I'm so happy to have been here for the week anyway. So we're all winners at the end of the day. So you just got to go out and enjoy yourself, really. So,
I see. I've relabelled the Masters, the Legends.
The Legends. Yeah, well, definitely.
There you go. Go and enjoy your thing. Go enjoy your heat and have it. Go on. There you go, Luke. Give us some more of the rail to rail action from the pockets to the hips.
We are back. So we are at the start of the ladder now. So we have Davey Edmondson against Joe McIver. So these two sailing in the last heat together, they are up. So those two must have gone through, so which meant that Mark and Nick must have got third and fourth between them. So the winner of this heat, interestingly, will get a bit of a bye. So they would have had Clyde. Clyde had to go home. I think he has teaching duties. So Clyde, south coast of England, had to make the drive, had to escape the island and make the drive all the way back home. Clyde won in Rossi, which is why he came up in the hope that it would all be done at the start of the week. But Clyde was sailing really well. I mean, absolutely smashed Rossi. Huge forwards I was watching end of the day from him in the Rossi event. So, yeah, so Davey and Joe, winner of this, will skip Clyde, go straight to Ian Gibson. And then they'll be looking at Alex and John McLawrence for the final. So Davey in the yellow, and we have Joe McIver in the red. So there'll be two duotone sails here. Davey on the duotone on the grip 3. And here we go. So that is Joe McIver. So Joe duotone and simmerboard, Davey duotone. And Joe straight into a forward. High and clean. That's how you want to start a heat. Straight off the beach, straight get a jump done, settle the nerves, and then spend the rest of the heat looking to get the rest done. Maybe if we could get the cam on Davey, maybe to the left, possibly, because I know he'll be wanting to do the same. Just goes down. There you go. So he was trying to do the same as well. Trying to get a jump in straight off the beach. So looking to see who's coming in. So I think that is Davey on the way in. Davey coming in, back in to set up, head back out, try and get another jump. See if he turns around quick. Davey's used to this as well. You know, this Davey's home spot Troon, where I sail quite a lot. He's used to these big days. Joe with a nice backside slash into the bottom turn, drops it down. That is the danger if you link your backside top turn straight into a bottom turn. There is that risk that the fins haven't quite caught up with what you're doing, and you can drop it like that. It does look better though. And in a day like this, scrubs off a bit of speed as Davey comes flying out. Whether he's going to go for that one. He'll be looking for another ram. Full speed, nice ram, back loop. God, I think he just overpowered at the middle point. That would have certainly been a consequential one, as we've got Joe tacking around on the inside. So Joe's got a jump in the bag, so he'll be looking for the waves. Davey's still looking for a jump. We've got Joe heading out now, as we're being rocked around in the media van there. So Joe charging out, looking for a second jump of sorts. There you go, tabletop. So that is a full jumping scorecard for Joe as we see Davey coming past. Nice bottom turn, floats the whitewater. If you can maybe just tag something else onto the end of it. There you go, backside tag. So a nice completed wave, 3 turns there. I suppose kind of 4 or 5 maybe. Looking good. And now we're heading to watch Joe jibe around. Joe only needs to get waves from now. Davey's going to need some jumps. And that looks like a nice wave that he doesn't want. And maybe that had closed out from his perspective then. I think he's going to want this one behind though. Go on, nice. Just trying to find a clean face on it. Kind of running away from him a little bit there. Oh, nice big backside turn there though. Smashes the lip and then floats all the way down. That'll be good. That was a good scoring turn, that one. Critical, big. Snappy as Davey heads back out. Gonna want to forward. Go on, Davey. He looks like he might have a ramp there. It looks like it's flattening off for him a little bit.
Curse of the commentator.
Yeah, curse of the commentator. Jibing around. We've got Joe in the water there, and we've got Davey coming back in. Davey will still be grateful for a wave score here as well. You can see, if you look upwind of him there, you can see the amount of water just flying around in the air. I don't know if that's rain or just wind. There's Davey on a wave, heading backside, waiting for this wave to jack up so he can charge down. Escaping from him. Oh no, here we go. I think that might be a jibe. Oh no, bottom turn into a bit of a... Yes, hit on a section. So 2.5 minutes left as we might catch Joe. Joe's out searching. I mean, it looks like he's coming up to a mega ramp. He doesn't need another jump, but I think he might be going for one anyway here. No, he's jibing around. Sensible.
They seem to like to jibe there.
Yeah, I think it's where they're biggest. So you feel like you jibe there on a wave, try and pick up a nice big one. So Joe in search of waves, Davey in search of jumps. And you could see Joe there as well, jibing on that wave. He knew what he needed. If he was out free sailing, he'd have been launching something. Davey going for the jibe there. Cutting his run short. I guess he knows what he needs. Nice backside turn. And a nice another one. Wow, overpowered on the bottom turn there. On the wide shot, see if we can see Joe maybe coming in. So we got. That's not Joe. Not sure where Joe is. So a minute to go. That is Joe there. So we can see Connor walking past there, getting ready. Rashi and Connor, if Connor wins here, I mean, we'll be forcing him up in the pros, whether he wants to or not. Mandatory. I mean, he's sailing good. He definitely deserves to. So we've got Davey heading out. Half a minute left. And it looks really windy. He's heading, broadening off, getting up speed. Just hoping that something happens. Maybe. No, it flattened off. Luck of the sea. Oh, there's a mega ramp. Oh, he's jibing. Okay, so he's making a good decision there to. So yeah, this will score. So realised he didn't have time for another jump. His watch will be bleeping down those last couple of seconds, so he thinks, right, I'll tack onto it, we'll jibe onto this wave and get another scoring wave. Has he? Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, look right out there. That's like way out the back. That's ginormous. Down in Scarnish. Yeah, I mean, the other beach is going to be absolutely massive today. I think the forecast for tomorrow, 20 foot? Yeah, 20 foot. And then the forecast for Sunday was saying 30 at one point. I think. Are we going to get a boat tomorrow? That's the real question. I think we all need to get back home. So a nice heat there. So later on, so 1 p.m. was the suggested time. An expression session in memory of Farrell O'Shea. So there was some cash and I think some O'Shea goodies up for grabs there. And that is everyone. That's not the normal format. That's everyone going out and absolutely sending it in memory of Farrell O'Shea. So that'll be a really good one to watch. I'll be in the water there myself if I can sail in a straight line in this mega wind. Yes. So we've got that to come. I tell you what would be quite cool is if we could hear who went through that heat. Oh, I suppose you'll. What's that? If we could find out who went through that heat when it comes through, that was a good one. So. I've got to reconnect. Hold on. Back on the beach there. It's always a nice little. I mean, Sam knows this, but a nice little buzz around the board as you're waiting for people to come back up after their heat and find out who goes through. So we're going to hand over to Sam on the beach to find out who went through that heat.
At the results here, certainly in the Masters fleet, Davey Edmondson went through, Joe McIver came and Davey Edmondson both came through to meet. Now, winner of that, which we don't know yet, will go and meet Ian Gibson, a local boy, and then on to Alex Rhodes. And the amateur fleet, let me just find the amateur board. Here we go, amateur board. So we started today here with Max Metcalf and Ollie Shaw. In that one, Ollie Shaw went through and is now about to face Conor Fagan. It is Conor Fagan's conditions, and just speaking to Ollie Shaw, he says he's got a rip on the top of his sail, so he's slightly worried about that. And also it's Rosh Niger boys' conditions. Last very quick one, then we've got, well, they're all coming for this man, Joe Vernon. They're all coming for him. They've got a gun facing him, target on his back. Anyway, there you go. That's my update for the results.
So we are back on the live. We just missed a forward from Connor there. So Connor in the green on the simmer stuff. Looking very, very Phil-like, which is of course a huge compliment there. So Connor starting off that heat with a nice big forward. So Oscar clearly going through that last heat. Judges not penalising him for his lack of Rashi too hard on that one. And then so Oscar will be in the white when we in the white bib when we see him on the north sail and the JP. As we've got Connor heading out. Connor feeling very at home. This is looking very Ross Niger. He's got a huge ramp out the back there, and he's going to want to send something massive off that one. That's a bit of commentator curse there, jibing around. So to be fair, Connor gets that forward in on straight off the beach. So he's going to want to get a nice wave here. This one's looking particularly good, actually. Good start to the heat from Connor there, especially if you can get a nice wave here. So a nice backside hack there. Nice style on that one. Another one into the bottom turn. I mean, just controlling the power and sitting on the tail there, but that was a nice top turn from him. That will score good, that will. Backside, front side combo. Oscar with a... yeah. So we're heading back upwind to back to the beach here. So Connor will be just about to start his run out. So he's got that forward in. Knowing Connor, I know he can definitely, he's got a bigger one than that in him. So he'll either be wanting to increase that forward score, or he'll be going for a back loop to back it up with a separate jump. So heading out full speed. Oh! Just getting overpowered as he leaves the wave before, landing a bit nose first and with the sail forward, and just getting absolutely spanked around the front of the board there. If it's going to happen, it will happen in a heat when the camera's on you. And Oscar now heading out behind him. We might actually be able to get them both here. Heading out, so Oscar looking for a jump. And he might find one here. No, and then Connor behind him as well. Oh, Oscar's heading off, down. The wave just fattened off for him. So we got Connor on the wave here. So Connor, nice jump, nice wave ride. He'll be wanting to improve on his last wave riding score. And he's got half a heat left to do it, so a very well sailed heat. Jump straight off the beach and a nice wave straight after, and then half a heat to do the same again. Good time management. Bottom turning there from Connor. Nice looking section coming up. Nice turn. Sending a load of spray on that one. Straight into the backside turn. And another one. Sailing super good. And this, I like this sort of, that style of sailing that he's doing now. I mean, that's stuff that you can't do surfing. If you're just surfing, you can't link those sections coming back upwind and hitting another one, going back downwind and hitting another one. I quite like that. I think that's what windsurfing has to offer sometimes. That ability to get around, hit multiple sections that you wouldn't normally be able to do without a sail. So that's 2 good waves for Connor there. He needs a second jump. Oh, and another catapult. I mean, that is how windy it is. That is how windy it is. Should we see where Oscar is? See if Oscar, just while Connor's doing a bit of swimming. As Oscar is... There he is. So Oscar, way upwind, so slightly bigger wave all the way down there. He's going to be looking to get a nice, he'll probably need quite a big score from this. So that was a nice, oh, and he's jibing around, oh, and he's down straight away. Oscar was sailing very well at Crosspole the other day. It was Kulos and Konos and Chakas and all sorts. Sailing good. And at the Maze, actually, in the down the line day. So a good variety of things that he can do then. Connor looking comfortable with his hand off them. I'd like to know what size sail he's on actually to look comfortable. So 2 minutes left on this heat. So this heat for a podium place. Connor like looking around the sail there. Oh. So Connor looking at, so getting into the good bit of this wave here, gets up some speed. Sort of set up backside turn there. And the wave is doing all sorts of weird stuff for him here. He's just going to cruise back in. I wonder what Oscar's up to. I think Connor's going to go in and probably jibe him. There's Oscar on the way back out. So Oscar sailed a little bit downwind in this heat. So there's and you can see it's a bigger wave down there. Nah, difficult. Harder to get out when it's super onshore. It's hard to angle your board up and straight out to sea to get over the white water. So later stages of the AMS double here. So we're on to the man-on-man heats. So this is for the top three. This is for third. Cool. And the Masters. Yeah. So the Masters are on the top three, and the AMS that we're watching now coming into the top three as well. The two Scottish. Yeah. So that next heat in the Masters is going to be really good. That's going to be another battle for Scotland. Gibson and Big Davy there. So Connor looking good in this heat. I think Connor the reigning champ. So this wave will count from Connor. Not totally sure he even needs to, but it will count if he wants it. So there we go. Both riders heading back to the board. See who goes through. See what Rashi they need. Heading back out. I'm going to hand the mic over to the legend that is Duncan Coombs to take over from the commentating while I get ready to do the expression session. So, Dunk.
Thank you. Good afternoon from a very windy Tiree up in Got Bay. Just been doing a bit of judging myself. It's been some good action. Next heat up is Masters, fighting for third position. So Dave Edmondson coming through the double elimination, and he is up against Ian Gibson. Big Davey's been sailing pretty good. I think he's gone through about 4 or 5 heats now to get into this position, so he'll be pleased with that. Obviously stronger in the jumping than he is just down the line wave riding. He's a big fella, and we were having a bit of laugh earlier saying he was thinking of changing up to a 5.5 because he was a bit underpowered, but the reality is he's on a 3.7. And he's about 90 kilos, so it's windy.
We're now doing 10-minute heats, is that? Are we? Yeah. Oh,
I've got my timer set up for 11.
No, I've just programmed the timers.
Yeah, so I've just heard we're changing to 10-minute heats. We were running on 11. I'll just change my timer.
Can you count me in? Yeah. It's a minute till the start now.
The start of this heat, Dave Edmondson against Ian Gibson. Ian Gibson on the simmer, and Edmondson, I think, on the duotone. been a great event here in Tiree, managing to get results for every division, double eliminations as well. The youth, which were on earlier, have 2 single results to count, and we saw Willie's son Eddie taking the win in that, with sailing very well in these stormy conditions, probably used to it. So heading out here in yellow. Yeah, Ian Gibson in yellow there, going for the forward loop. Nice rotation, lands that one. Good start to the heat. And a little donkey kick there, goes down. So Big Davy Edmondson, he's been in Tiree probably as long as I have. 39 years ago I came here to do this contest, and him and Scott McDowell would have been here, and Ian Gibson, so seasoned competitors. Big Davy on a 3.7 metre sail. What's he got for us? Picking up a wave here, goes front side. Looking in control there, looking for the lip. Nice little cut back. And behind him Ian Gibson. We just lost him out of the picture there, Gibson. He was going into a front side turn and he's gone down, so looks like wave scores for the start of the heat going to Big Davy with a controlled front side carve, little cut back. And we haven't seen Big Davy jump. Maybe we didn't see that on the screen, but so far Gibson with 2 jumps, 1 crash donkey kick and a nice forward. So going for quite short heats here, 10-minute heats, which is plenty really, in gusts of nigh on 50 knots, so high 40s in the wind. Ferry's been cancelled. It's a big storm. I think this is the tail end of the hurricane come across the Atlantic Ocean. Big Davy, not too many ramps for Big Davy there. Jibes onto that one. Almost dwarfing that sail. Yeah, and also in the youth, a big shout out to young Eddie. Eddie getting 2nd place. And Mikey, brother of Willie's, Willie's 2nd son, Mikey, brother of Eddie, who put on a great performance going backside and frontside riding earlier in these stormy conditions. Not sure how old he is, but he's pretty young, maybe about 11 or 12 years old, so you know, yeah, 11 years old, just been confirmed, so quite incredible really, just go out in 50 knot winds when you're 11. Big shout out to him. He's the sort of kid we might see in Poser. Now that was a nice front side from Davy there, just goes down, letting the fins slide out a bit too much. So we're making our way towards the final heats of this competition in Tiree 2024. With our result, Fagan goes through. That's Conor Fagan, yes. Yeah, Conor Fagan from Ross Niger. I believe he's current amateur champion, so he will be fighting for the title again. Be exciting. Conor Fagan will go against Vernon in the AMS final. Double elimination, Big Davy jibes onto that one. Just slips off the back, so when he engage the rail, go front side. Looks like a bit of a lump behind him. Here he is, lining up. A couple of backside wiggles. Backside off the lip. Going round into front side now. And snaps it round on that small bit of white water, but judges still rewarding that. The backside into frontside combo scores the most in this onshore riding. Had a few backside airs as well from the kids this morning, some backside airs, and Ian Gibson on the way out. What's he got for us? Does he see a ramp? Heading out, he's unhooked. Oh, splat. So back to Big Dave. Where is he? There he is, on the way out. Big Davey needs a jump. Looking for that ramp. So 4 minutes left on the heat timer. Just under half the heat duration left. Here at Gott Bay, ferry port in the distance, Big Davey, and there he gets the back loop attempt. Not quite getting the rotation there. Don't really want to over rotate them in this sort of wind, but it'll be a low score I expect at this level. And pro level probably wouldn't really score that. I'd say probably get a 1 point for that back loop attempt. Bit harsh, but it was a crash. Ian Gibson's got landed forward and I think crashed his donkey kick tabletop, so let's see, Davey needing more jumps. Looks like Big Davey ahead on the riding, so it's quite a tight heat. Jibes there, yeah. Maybe focusing, thinking I need that jump. Coming inside the rocks, a little bit more sheltered up that end of the beach. Okay, Big Davey on your screen now. Amazing job these guys, the media team, are doing in these conditions. You wouldn't want to be standing outside right now, I'll tell you that. It's wetter than an otter's pocket out there. Come on, Big Davies. Wow. Can't really find a ramp.
Seems to be elusive out there.
Yeah, he might want to come a bit further on the inside. Try and pick off a ramp on his next run out. Just 2 minutes to go on the heat. It is possible to win the heat with just riding, although I don't think his rides have been strong enough for that in this particular heat. 10 points for each, maximum 10 points for each ride and maximum of 10 points for each jump. 2 jumps and 2 waves to count. He's got some speed now. Big Davey looking for a nice wave. Here he goes, lining up, going front side. Little mid-face carve there. Will he go front side again? I think he will. Yeah, here he goes into the front side, second section. Just missed that there. But 2 front sides today, you know, scoring around 5s, and we've seen multiple front side turns going into the sort of excellent range. I haven't seen too many of them, like I think 3 or 4 front sides is the maximum we've seen from the best rides today. Yeah, so young Eddie McLean was one of those getting multiple front sides. Front side aerial as well. I think I scored him a 9 for one of his waves. Didn't see him pull the trigger and go forward today though. We did for Freddie. Yeah, he did have some big tabletops. Takes some courage to go forward on a day like today. I know he can do them. So 10 seconds to go. Hard to call who won the heat. We know that Ian got a nice forward, and from what I saw, Big Davy with the better wave riding, so we'll wait for the result on that. Next up, switch into amateurs, so we're going between masters and amateurs here, running through the double eliminations, the final day in Tiree. Conor Fagan on the simmer and Vernon with the yellow helmet. Yeah, we're going over to Sam on the beach.
It's getting pretty wild out here. The rain is on its way back. I'm just going to go and find out from Nigel. Of course, the usual. Great, Nigel. What's going on and what's been happening out here? Give me the feedback. Give me the results.
Yeah, it's very well. Hi, Sam. We're just waiting for the result now at Peak 33. This is Gibson and Edmiston. They're two local boys from Troon. They will be having a lot of fighting going on out there. Especially as we know that Edmiston is a massive cheat, because they used to cheat when I sailed against him.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Oh, he's a good sailor, though.
He's a lovely guy, though. We love Ed. We love Big Ed.
He's a big.
So what's happening in the AMS? So where are we at with the AMS?
Yeah, coming into the AMS now, coming to the final. So it's Vernon Fagan. Conor Fagan came third overall last year. Vernon came second. So this is for the. This could really be for the title, the British Championship score. Some kids playing around with this. So you got Joe Vernon from Cornwall, Conor Fagan from Ross Niger. It's going to be a big final.
The rain is coming as forecast. It's heinous out here. They're going to do their best, and then we're going to go straight, I guess, into the expression session, so we can all get out of here and go to the pub, right?
Big rock and roll expression session in honour of our best friend Farrell O'Shea.
There we go. Everyone knew Farrell very well and loved him. Back to you in the studio, Duncan, for this final.
Okay, so we're waiting. Next up is the AMS. Conor Fagan and Vernon. Conor in red and Vernon in yellow. This would be a fight for first place. If Conor wins this, the double elimination, he will have to have a super final against Vernon, because Vernon won the single elimination. So if Conor wins this heat in the double elimination, because he's fought his way back through the rounds, there will be a super final. We were just checking the win stats there whilst you were over with Sam at the scoreboard there, and we're getting gusts of up to 50 knots, and we've got a forecast for Sunday here in Tiree with 8.5 metre swells at 15 seconds and going up to 63 knots. So Tiree is a windy island. We're only in October. I mean, Jesus, gets more windy in January. Oh, so a push loop crash there from Vernon. Pushing the limits there. Conor, he's seen that. There he is, lining up on the way out. Oh, he goes for a non-planing forward rotation. Not landed. Yeah, it looked more like a catapult, didn't it? So both the lads in the water here. Vernon with the yellow helmet there. And Conor Fagan from Ross Niger, so trains with the Horrocks boys. Ben Prophet's stomping grounds back in the day. Ben's now in Portugal with a family, and always does a brilliant job on the commentary. Love listening to his voice, makes it super exciting. Knows all the lads, all the stats. So Conor opting to jibe there. Simmer rider, backside turn there. Up into the white water, goes into the front side. Just taking it easy there, a little carve, not putting too much weight on the back foot. And behind him we have Vernon. So both riders on your screen. Connor with the best wave ride there. Backside into front side. No real connection with the lip, but nice speed and flow in that wave. Just taking his hand off the boom there. He's only sailed a few heats, so just won't be feeling too tired. 7.5 minutes to go, so just the start of this heat. 10-minute heats here. Coming up, the Farrell O'Shea. Respect to Farrell, legend of our sport. Sadly passed away. Anyway, Farrell O'Shea expression session coming up at 1:20 p.m. We're going to send the pros out there, see what they can do with these conditions. Not really many ramps for Connor. What's he seen? Is this one going to jack up? Yep, it looks like a nice one. He might get something off it. Oh no, not steep enough, so he jibes onto that. Just slips off the back of that one. There's a few lumps out there. Kind of about head high-ish in the sets. Front side. Mid-face carve again. It's racking up the points. Wants to get 2 scores on the board. 2 complete rides. And backside off the back. So ended the ride there from Conor Fagan on the simmer. See if we can find Vernon. The other rider. Yeah, there's our other rider, Vernon, right on the inside, just checking his clock, thinking, God, is this heat nearly over? I wish it was. Okay. Both riders sailing out, that's good. Stick with the 2 riders. Little fins out, won't score anything for that. Vernon setting up for a jump. What's he got? I'm not sure the judging criteria what Adrian's set for this, but goes for the push loop and gets round, makes the rotation. A little bit wet, but the sail's still up. Swimming back, trying to fool the judges that he's landed it, and unfortunately goes down. So we'll score a few points for that rotation. Got round with the sail up and then the board out of his foot straps. Yeah, so I'm not really sure if they're going to score different jumps at this level or just ask for 2 jumps. In the pro brackets we always must be different. The conditions super tough out there.
I think they try and get different jumps in, at least the Masters. I'm not sure about the AMs.
Yeah, in the youth we definitely, the ones who I was judging earlier, in the youth we definitely were going for 2 jumps, and they didn't have to be different. Obviously makes a difference. Needing to perform a backward rotation or front rotation. You've got your push loop, back loop or forward loop, the normal jumps, and also donkey kicks, tabletops, counting differently. That's Connor going front side, second front side turn. This will be a high scoring wave. Little backside tag there. And behind him, Vernon with a backside hit. So from what we've seen, Connor's the only one really going front side. And 3.5 minutes to go. Connor will be ahead on waves, and from what I've seen I think Vernon will be ahead on jumps, so tight heat. Will we have a super final? Connor needs to get some jumps in the bag. If you zoom out a bit now, you'll get both riders, I think. So just pulling out here with the camera, following Joe Vernon with a forward. And there he is, Connor Fagan. So a wet forward there from Joe Vernon. Okay, Connor really needs to bear away now. Try and eye up a jump ramp. Looks like he's maybe already outside the back. And Joe Vernon goes bang down on his bottom turn. So no update from the judges. I'm not sure what Connor's got for his jumps. Not a lot. Quite surprised he didn't come more on the inside there and try and pick off a ramp. But obviously difficult to follow both the riders all the time. A bit too windy to fly the drone today, which they were using, the media team were using that at the maze when we were down the line riding. Some nice down the line conditions for the boys, the pro riders. Now opting for Got Bay, as the maze would be completely blown out, probably 3 foot and side offshore. So backside hit there for Connor into front side. Nice little flow on that wave. We get another backside tag maybe. No, just comes in. Joe Vernon heading out. Plenty of speed. Definitely been better at the jumps in this heat. Eyeing one up, he wants it. Into the last minute. I'd say Joe would be tactically better to jibe onto a wave. I'd say he needs better wave scores. And there's Connor, who needs a jump. "20 seconds to go." He doesn't look like he's really that stressed about getting a jump. Maybe we've missed one. Here he goes. Oh. 8 seconds left. He's not going to get one. It's 5, 4, no ramps lining up for him. End of that heat. So definitely 100% sure he got him on the waves. Not really sure about the jump scores for Connor. And Joe Vernon, I would say, had him on the jump. So like I say, you can actually win the heat with strong wave riding, and perhaps Connor had one jump we didn't see on the screen. So we'll just wait for the scores to come through from the judges, see if we need a super final in the amateurs. Next up, Masters. Result from the last one, we didn't get the results. Do you know that? Who advanced between Alex and yeah, just waiting for the results to see who advanced. Ian Gibson advanced, so Ian Gibson beating Big Davey Evanson.
Davey Evanson said he did 6 heats and was broken out of it.
Yeah, I mean that's 6 heats for Dave Edmondson to get him into that 4th position. He'll be slightly upset, probably he didn't get on the podium. Seen him on the podium before up in Tiree. But Ian Gibson, a good friend of his, just beating him in that last heat. Ian Gibson on the simmer will be next up against Alex Rhodes on Ezzy. So I believe we've got 2 Cornish boys in the top 3 here. And I think we've got 1 Geordie. I think John McClarence is from up the northeast coast. Alex Rhodes from Cornwall, Ian Gibson from Scotland. So a real mix of locations where everyone's coming from. Shows we've got locations all over our coastline. And over to Sam for an update.
Yeah, well, I just thought I'd come down to the desk, down to the heat board for one maybe almost last time, eh? Is it almost the last time I'm at this heat board with you for this event?
Let's hope so.
Yeah. Come on then, run me through it quick. Where we at? So Gibson went through.
Yeah, big fight there. Ian Gibson beat Davey Edmiston, and now he's going to take on Alex Rhodes. So it's going to be the boy from Troon, Ian Gibson, against Alex Rhodes, and I think he's from Cornwall, isn't he?
Yeah.
That sort of area. Yeah, and then they'll be going up against John McLawrence for the winner.
And
then we've also got Connor Fagan now going out against Joe Vernon.
Do we know the result of that one?
No? We don't. Wait for
What do you mean you don't know the result? Can you find out the result? We're on live TV here.
It's not out me. I'm just waiting. You know, I just stand there and wait.
Can you ask Lucy? Can you just ask Lucy one there?
I'll see if I can push her. Lucy, do you have any result for me?
Yeah, I do.
It's very reluctant. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I've got the result. Are you ready to receive?
Yeah, go result.
Connor Fagan first, Joe Vernon second. So I believe we are going to a super final.
There you go. You
That's
had it
correct. We go
first.
to super final.
There you go. You had it from me. First of all, super final.
Okay, I'm back on. So, just got the results through. There will be a super final. So whether we missed one of Connor's jumps or he won it just on the wave rides, which were excellent wave rides, he beat Joe Vernon. So we have a super final in the AMS, the double elimination, and now we are running the Masters. Alex Rhodes against Ian Gibson. So I believe Cornish against the Scottish here. And we've seen a nice landed forward from Alex Rhodes. So starting off with a good forward loop, I would say around about the 6 or 7 point mark. It was nice and clean.
This is for a place in the final.
Ian Gibson, yeah, they are fighting for a place in the final against John McLawrence. So Ian Gibson on your screen now. Goes down. There he is, our other rider, Alex Rhodes. On the Ezzy, easy to spot with that bright sail. Bottom turns into a mid-face cutback. Oh, just goes down on that. Thought that was looking good for a minute. Yeah, it's still windy out there.
I'm John. I'm from Manchester.
Oh.
I thought I didn't tell you.
So, John McLawrence is not a Geordie boy, he's from Manchester. And he'd be used to sailing at Ross Niger, I presume. There we go, Ian Gibson on your screen, heading out, looking for a ramp, and he found one little floaty jump there. Notching up a few points on the scoreboard with that floaty jump. No ramps coming. Oh, there he is. Oh, he just went off your screen there. Looked like he was going to go for a forward. Super difficult to judge and film in this onshore because one sailor can be couple 100 metres or more away from the other rider, and only following them with one camera. Alex Rhodes, haven't seen him for a minute. Still on Ian Gibson, focusing on Ian Gibson. Slight wiggle there on the backside. Well, there he is, Alex. Goes front side in.
It's raining a lot.
Not much speed and flow in that, but he'll get scores for it. Little connection with the lip there. So 2 front side hits for Ian. Comes into the beach. 5 minutes remaining. Where's your other rider? Just tracking across, see if we can find Alex. He's coming in on a wave. Nice. Got plenty of board speed. A few wiggles. Backside wiggles. Backside up into the wave, top of the wave. Riding, staying, keeping a high line, little connection there, backside. And then, is he going to go front side to finish it off on the inside? Doesn't look like it. So just some backside tags there. Not going to score as much as Ian's front side riding. Oh, looks like there could be a lump for a jump. Yep. Oh, Jesus. Well, that's a double rotation forward for the board. Looked quite nasty. Had his foot stuck in the strap for a minute. Ouch. Hope he's all right. Well, it wasn't too bad, really. Seen worse. So panning back, see if we can find Alex, see what he's got. Any excitement on his jumps. Here he goes. Oh, a lovely little tabletop there. Kicking the back of the board up. That'll score quite well. Nice control. On the yellow Ezzy. So these guys fighting to go into the final. The winner, like floaty jump there. Yeah, the winner of this will guarantee a second place, but possibly could win the contest. So 2 jumps there for Alex. He's had some nice rides. That's not our ride though. So that's just a free sailor there on your screen. Panning back up, see if we can find Ian Gibson. That's Alex on our screen now. Going front side. Ian Gibson on the inside in the water. Oh, nice little backside aerial. And so he's front side into backside aerial with 2 nice jumps on the last run. I would say I'm favouring Alex for the win in this heat. 2 minutes to go, but it's looking pretty good. Showing the judges some skill. There's Gibson on the inside. No, I think that's another free sailor we got there. So there's Alex. We seem to have lost Ian. I hope he's all right after that crash. Maybe he did injure himself. Just get the boys to keep an eye out for him. So I say this heat is going Alex's way. We're just checking to see if Ian's all right. Might have hurt his ankle or his foot where it got stuck in the shaman, flying in. He's comfortable on that kit. Backside air, sorry, tag, well, fins out. 10 seconds to go, goes into front side and down. So end of the heat. Winner of that goes into the Masters final. Yeah, we're just going to switch to an ad break. We might have...
Our hero brand is native Hebridean salmon. So we sponsor the Wave Classic in Tiree. What's so nice is people really enjoying the salmon that we produce, traced back, so it's truly native Hebridean. People outdoors, sporty, having fun and enjoying the elements. In this natural environment, I mean, it's just beautiful.
Simmer style, confidence in your kit to push your limits.
O'Shea clothing for the outdoors, warm in the water, warm for afterwards.
Our hero brand is native Hebridean salmon. So we sponsor the Wave Classic in Tiree. What's so nice is people really enjoying the salmon that we produce, and it can be traced back, so it's truly native Hebridean. People outdoors, sporty, having fun and enjoying the elements. In this natural environment, I mean, it's just beautiful.
Simmer style, confidence in your kit to push your limits.
Okay, back to live. The amateur super final. We have Connor Fagan against Joe Vernon. Joe Vernon on your screen right now, goes forward, lands it, and just goes over. Incomplete forward for Joe, Connor on the inside. Joe will be wanting to hold on to his win from the singular